What's up guys, this is Zach with Attack Gaming bringing you a first impressions video of Minimum, a brand new third-person shooter published by Atari currently in closed beta testing. The most striking aspect of Minimum is how apt of a name it truly is, placed next to the game's minimalistic art style. There are no frills here. The game is filled with textureless polygons and simple shapes placed together to resemble actual environments and moving parts. It harkens back to the days of the Sega 32X or Nintendo's Super FX chip. Still, the game's old-school approach to 3D graphics strangely works. Not only is it quite refreshing to step away from the photorealism that has left such a huge impression on modern games, Minimum managed to look pretty impressive despite its lack of detail. The environments are cleverly crafted and players, enemies, and other objects animate superbly. Minimum carries with it a troubled past. Initially developed in 2013 by Timegate Studios, makers of the Kohan RTS series, as well as multiplayer shooter Section 8, and 2013's disappointing Aliens Colonial Marines. In May of 2013, the studio went bankrupt and development on Minimum was halted. Fast forward a year later, and it appears this hidden gem has been resurrected by Atari, promising to hit Steam Early Access later this summer. I spent the weekend checking out Minimum and I was pleasantly surprised at how playable the game already was. Unfortunately, what was playable really wasn't a whole lot though. Map variety was rather sparse, only one game mode was available, and many craftable items were not yet implemented. There are 3 game modes currently available from the selection menu: Team Deathmatch, Dungeon Crawl, and Titan. Only Titan was available during the beta test. It's easy to guess the mechanics behind Team Deathmatch, but Dungeon Crawl almost sounds like PvE content and certainly is a game mode to watch. Titan, the single game mode available during the beta test, was unique in and of itself. The basic objective of Titan was to guide your Titan through the other end of the map to destroy the enemy base. Along the way, your Titan will be confronted by players, the enemy Titan, and also a series of walls that must be broken down before a final assault on the enemy base. Once your Titan is destroyed, he's placed on a respawn timer. Before your Titan respawns, tiny creatures spawn all over the map. Killing them and looting what they drop increases the power of your Titan. So it's also preferable not only to power up your own Titan, but to do what you can to prevent the other team from powering theirs. I really enjoyed this game mode and found that it was unique in a genre that sometimes falls a little short at coming up with new ideas. It was also a lot of fun fighting other players from the ground level, watching the towering titans slam into each other, which even in a game like Minimum was still an impressive sight. Killing enemies nets you blocks, which you can later spend on weapon upgrades. Weapons and special devices like bombs or turrets can be mixed and matched in a number of different loadouts that can be chosen at the start of the match and during every subsequent respawn. In addition to crafting weapons, there's a fair bit of in-game crafting as well. Blueprints are obtained through normal gameplay and can be crafted in-match as long as the player has enough resources. Blueprints provide players with stat bonuses like increased defense, increased speed, or increased attack, while also providing a cosmetic change to your character as well. The time spent with Minimum was a pleasant experience, and I look forward to seeing how this game will expand in the future, although it really wasn't perfect. I felt that the gunplay was not as responsive as I would have liked, and the weapons did feel a bit lackluster. Now, aside from the above-mentioned gripes, the game is a fine example of a third-person shooter that actively seeks to differentiate itself from an already crowded market. Here's to hoping the game continues to progress and that it attracts a sizable player base, as I think there's a solid foundation for a pretty enjoyable experience. Check out the game's official website at playminimum.com to learn more about it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more gaming news, reviews, giveaways, and other general randomness.